Hey teacher friends, welcome to my webinar. I'm so excited to be here with y'all today. Hop on in and say hi. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is the third webinar series in our writer's workshop, and today is all about writing time is silent time. So I am so excited to be here with y'all. Go ahead and come on and tell me where you're from, what state you're from, and what grade that you teach. That would be awesome. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Gina. Hello, Mom. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Kara Rickman, and I'm the founder of Create Your Balance with Literacy. And I am a 23-year veteran teacher turned coach, mentor, and trainer to help teachers just like you develop their craft in teaching cross-curricular with Writer's Workshop, Reader's Workshop, Math Workshop, the whole gamut. So I am so excited to be here with y'all today. I cannot wait to share all of my tips and tricks with you today. So just a couple of housekeeping things before we get started. Woo! My computer is going wacko. Just a couple of things before we get started. I am going to be, hold on one second, y'all. My computer is going crazy. I'm going to be, my face probably will freeze on the screen because I live out in the country, and so my Wi-Fi might be a little bit slow. My voice is going to keep going, but my face might freeze. So don't freak out, okay? It's going to be fine. Hi, Julie. Thank you for joining me. So I'm going to go ahead and start with telling you guys all about me because I know that there's some new people in the group joining us today. So welcome all the new teachers that have joined our Facebook group in the past week. Welcome to my free webinar all about Writer's Workshop. I have been teaching for 24 years. I have taught GT and ESL. I have taught 5 years in 3rd grade and 18 years in 1st grade. I've been the team leader for my team for 12 years. I am a coach, mentor, and trainer in my school district. I teach in Boerne, Texas, which is a small rural community north of San Antonio in the Texas Hill Country. So I love teaching 1st grade. It is my passion alongside with teaching teachers and helping teachers teach cross-curricular. I've taught my fellow colleagues in my district about Writer's Workshop many times. It's my absolute favorite thing to teach you guys. So you're in the right place. If you're having trouble with writing or struggling with writing and behavior management, this is the place for you today. So I am CPE certified. So if you have the need for any PD hours for today, I'm going to give away a certificate if you need one for 1 hour. So message me after the webinar is over and I'll send it to you. Okay. So these are pictures of me and my family, and I have had the honor of teaching both of my daughters, Kennedy and Presley, in my 1st grade class. And today they still love Writer's Workshop to this day. They love writing stories, and they absolutely just love Writer's Workshop. That's their favorite thing that they still talk about all the time. So if you don't know, I have a TPT store. You can follow me on my store. I'm going to be uploading this webinar into our Facebook group after the webinar is over, and you can click on any of these links if you want to go and check them out. Okay, so you can follow me on, of course, my Facebook group, my Pinterest account, Instagram, my YouTube channel. I post YouTube videos of my classroom quite frequently, so you guys can watch me in action, watch my kiddos in action. I have a blog and I have a podcast, and so you are welcome to join any of those and follow me. Also, hi Jennifer, thanks for joining me. Hi Shannon, hi Vita, thanks for watching. If you would like to get on my email list, I have a weekly newsletter coming out every Sunday morning. And so on the newsletter, you get a freebie, you get a BOGO, which is buy one, get one free. You get a $1 deal, you get a tip of the week, you get a YouTube video of the week, you get my podcast episode of the week, you get a free webinar information of the week, and my free blog post of the week. So this week, this is the one that I sent out this morning. So if you're on my email list, you might want to check that out. If you're not, then you can click on this link right here and it'll take you straight to my email list. Okay. So next Sunday, I'm giving one more webinar, but it's not about Writer's Workshop. It's going to be about all of the cross-curricular fun for November. Can you believe that November is right around the corner? I cannot believe this. Okay. So I'm going to be sharing topics for November next Sunday. So I'm going to be creating the event in the Facebook group later this afternoon, so you guys can sign up for that one. I'm going to be sharing my Tama DePaula author study, all about Native Americans, all about turkeys, Thanksgiving, corn, autumn and scarecrows, Veterans Day, and much more goodness in that webinar. So you want to stay tuned for that one, okay? All right, so let's get this party started, shall we? Okay, I know you guys are here for a reason. You're here today to learn about all my tips and tricks about behavior management, okay? I know that a lot of teachers struggle with behavior management, and they always ask me, if I come in my room and they always ask me, Kara, how do you get your class to be so quiet? How do you get your class to be engaged? How do you get your class to be respectful to each other? How do you get them to say thank you when I call on them? I mean, other teachers are just amazed. So I'm going to show you a quick video of how my class does Writer's Workshop, okay? I'm going to share with you how everybody is on a different step of the writing process at the same time. And if you notice, everybody's working, everybody's engaged, there's no talking going on. The talking that you hear in the background are the kids that are doing a student conference, or they're writing their story and they're reading that while they're writing. But if you just watch for a couple of minutes and just see how my class is engaged and how they are staying focused on what they're doing, because I'm going to be sharing with you my tips and tricks on how to manage them today, about how to manage your class, okay? So here we go. All right, so you're probably asking, how do I manage all of those kiddos all at one time, right? Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, here's the good stuff, okay? You're here for the good stuff today, and that's why you're here. So, how do I get my students to write quietly, listening during my mini lesson, not interrupting me while I'm teaching, being respectful to me while they're doing a student conference, they're whispering, they're on task, they're engaged? Well, I'll tell you, it's all about the bonus bucks. Bonus bucks, okay? I reward my kids with bonus bucks. So guess what? You guys are going to, if you're showing up live today, there's a link in the comments right now that you can click on, and you can download my resource. That's my free gift to you today, are my my bonus bucks inside of my resource, and it's called Show Me the Money. Okay? So, if you want to look at the comments, you can. So, if you click on this, this is what it looks like. Inside of this resource, okay, you have all the bonus bucks that you could ever want. You have the 1s, the 5s, the 10s, the 20s, the 50s, the 100s, okay? You have ideas for morning meeting. You have the grade 8 skill vocabulary cards. You have ideas about how to engage your class when you're doing a mini lesson. Tips and tricks for how to use a STAR student, okay? How to build relationships with your students. How to have behavior contracts if you need one. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. So you can check out this resource, and it's free, but it's only available during the webinar, okay? So if you guys go up to the, let's see, I think it's at the top of the, the top of the link, top of the comments, there's a, the link that says Teachers Pay Teachers, and go ahead and click on that and you can get it for free, okay? So let me just tell you a little bit about my bonus bucks. I have used bonus bucks in my classroom for 24 years. My students love them and they treat them like candy, okay? Bonus bucks can be earned but taken away at the same time, just like real money, okay? This reward system helps the students prepare for real life situations, such as having to pay a fine for a ticket, giving money to charity, or earning money for their hard work and dedication. My students know that if they work hard, they follow directions, they will always get their bonus bucks. But if they're not listening and they're being silly, not following the rules, they can be taken away. Every Friday, excuse me, the students get an opportunity to go to the treasure box. This is the true test, and if they have earned enough money throughout the week to see if they can go to the treasure box, or if they still need to try harder the next week. Everything that I do in my classroom is linked to the bonus bucks somehow. Okay, that's the secret sauce. It allows my classroom to be self-managed, hardworking, with a safe and quiet atmosphere, so my students can learn and be successful. Okay, so I hope that you can find some good use in using some bonus bucks in your classroom this year. So in my treasure box, this is my treasure box, and I got it from Amazon, and they have these in all colors. They're so cute, and I just glued some little jewels on the front. I have trinkets for all the holidays. So every time that there's a holiday coming up, I'll go and get some 97-cent trinkets from Walmart for like the holidays. So right now there's Halloween things in there. And it engages them and it motivates them to want to try harder to earn their money, okay? So I have erasers, holiday erasers, pencils, bubbles, stickers, cute little sunglasses, books, small stuffed animals, fancy pens, fancy highlighters, holiday toys, trinkets, games, jump ropes. I mean, you name it, it's in there, okay? So I pump them up and I'm like, hey guys, guess what? This month I've got Halloween stuff in there that you can earn for the treasure box, okay? So if you have enough money this week, you can go to the treasure box. Now, let's say that they don't have enough money. I tell them that it is okay, okay? You can try again next week, okay? They get to keep their money for the following week, okay? But every week I up the price, okay? So let's say the first week of school, they only need $10 to go. And I only give out $1 bills, so they only count the $1, okay? As the school year goes on, I up the price each week, okay? So I might give out $2 or $3 at a time so they can earn more money. But here's the thing. If they're not following directions, they're not being respectful, they break the rules, like our social contract, which we make the first day of school. If they break a rule, they have to owe me bonus bucks. I also up the price on that too, okay? So it teaches them to help manage their money very well, and teaches them how to count their money, of course, because so when we get to our money unit in math, they're experts already on counting money. I mean, they're awesome. So it really helps them with real life situations. Also, I tell them if you are speeding down the highway and you get a ticket from a policeman, you have to pay a fine because you broke the law. Same thing in my classroom. If you break a rule, you have to owe me the bonus bucks, okay? Not all of them, but whatever the fine is, they have to pay me back, okay? So here's another trick that I do. And you guys probably have heard me say this before. How do I get my students to stay quiet during my writing time? Any of my workshop times. So like if it's reader's workshop, they're working in Schema Notebook. If it's writer's workshop, they're working on their stories. If it's math workshop, they're in different stations, okay? I have different stations going on in math. So anytime there is a workshop going on, I have what's called a farm contest. Now, whatever theme that you have in your classroom, let's say you have an ocean theme, you can have an ocean contest, okay? Let's say that you have a robot theme. Okay, you could have a robot contest. Let's say that you have a Texas theme. You could have a Texas contest or a boot contest. Whatever theme you have, you can adapt it to your classroom so the kids are competing against each other to see who the quietest table is, okay? So here's what I did. I have my students grouped into teams, okay? I have 5 teams. Since I have a farmhouse theme in my classroom, I have the Calico Cats, Red Roosters, Palomino Ponies, Gray Goats, and Pink Pigs, okay? It's so easy to have this going on. It doesn't take any prep from you, really. All you need are your bonus bucks, and then you need a poster on the wall somewhere or a place on your whiteboard where you can put points for each team, okay? I do my point system a little different than other teachers do. Some other teachers do points like they earn points if they're quiet, but not in my room. They earn a point if they're talking, okay? It's easier for me to see who has to owe me bonus bucks at the end of the day if they have a point, okay? So during the desk contest, during farm contest, they have to be working quietly, okay? I have a table captain, and each week I rotate the table captain. The table captain is in charge of their whole table. They have 2 jobs. Keep their table quiet and make sure they're working, okay? The table captain is responsible for the table to help them stay quiet. So they're going to be doing this to each other, okay? I don't like it when they do shh, shh, shh to each other. That gets annoying. It gets distracting. So they just do a quiet little sign like this. It helps so much if they're accountable for each other, okay? Don't think that first graders can't do this. And probably kindergartners can too. You just have to show them what it looks like and sounds like, and you have to practice. You have to practice it, okay? So at the beginning of the school year, when we start farm contest, I start very small, okay? So I put my timer on for only like 2 minutes, y'all. 2 minutes, okay? We practice being quiet for 2 minutes. Now, I know that sounds ridiculous, but you have to start small. Now, the next day, I might do 3 minutes and then 4 minutes, and I up the time, okay? We might practice our farm contest 3 or 4 times a day. Anytime they have independent seat work, they're working quietly, we will practice our farm contest, okay? So it's a game, and I tell them you are competing against each other to see who the quietest table is, okay? So at the end of the day, if their animal on the wall doesn't have any points, they all get bonus bucks. But if their animal has a point, okay, if I say, uh-oh, Calico Cats have a point, whoever my star student is will walk over to the posters. They'll write a point with an expo marker, okay, because I have them laminated, so they stick on the wall. And I have a marker that's on the wall with Velcro, so they just take the marker off the wall, and then they put a point. Okay, that's one of the star students' jobs. So at the end of the day, they have to owe me bonus bucks. But if they don't have a point, they all get bonus bucks. And you better believe that a couple of times that they get points and they learn real fast to stay quiet and make sure they're working, because they do not want to lose their bonus bucks, okay? Like I said, it's like candy to them, okay? Because they love going to the treasure box. And they are actually competing with each other to see who has the most money. It's amazing that sometimes I'll give them a chance to count their money. Just like if we have any downtime, I say, hey guys, go ahead and count your money and see how much money you have. And it's amazing how proud they are of their money. They really want to earn those bonus bucks. But I tell them, don't brag, okay? Don't brag. I'm not bragging about how much money I have to another person and another teacher, so don't brag, but you just keep it to yourself, okay? So a lot of teachers ask me, why do you have them owe money if somebody's not talking but the next person is talking at their table? Well, I tell them that everybody's accountable for each other. If you are not helping out like this and you're not showing the quiet sign, you're allowing that person next to you to talk, okay? You're allowing that to happen, okay? So you have to help, okay? Now, if I see a child that's doing this and not talking, I won't have them owe me money. I'll say, you know what, so-and-so, little Sally, you were trying so hard today to help your table stay quiet, and they just didn't stay quiet. So you know what? You're not going to have to owe me money today because you were trying so hard. Or I might give them a desk pet because I have desk pets also, okay? Now, if you guys have any questions about any of this, please ask me in the comments, okay? I'll be glad to answer you, okay? So, like I said, having a desk contest, like mine's a farm contest, having some kind of a competition during your workshop time is very, very helpful. It's very beneficial. And every teacher that walks in my room, during that writing time, they're looking around and they're like, oh my gosh, Kara, how do you get your class to be so quiet? How do you keep them engaged during the writer's workshop? This is amazing. I mean, I just can't believe it. How do I get my class to do that? So I'm giving you my tips and tricks about how to do that. How do I keep my students engaged during my mini lesson? Okay, so whenever we sit on the carpet, first of all, I have my kids sitting in assigned spots, okay? They're all in assigned spots on the carpet. I might move them around if they're talking or they need to be up front next to my feet, you know, if they have focus issues or whatever, so I might move them around. But they always are in the same spot, okay? This eliminates the arguing, you know, just not being respectful to each other. So they all know that they're always in the same spot. And so I have a couple of tricks. And so whenever we sit down and before I even start, I tell them that you're sitting crisscross applesauce, spoons in your bowl, your hands are in your lap. And then I say a special secret code. My special secret code is Apple Jacks, okay? And when I say Apple Jacks, they have to freeze. They have their bubble in their mouth. They have their thumb up, okay? At my school, when we walk in the hallway, they always walk with their bubble and their thumb is up, okay? So I carry that into the classroom as well, so it's consistent, okay? So anytime that I say Apple Jacks, they have to freeze, okay? I'll give out a bonus buck to the fastest person to get ready or the quietest person to get ready, okay? And if somebody's talking, it's so funny because they'll see everybody else that's listening, that person that's talking, it will stop talking because they want to do this too, and they want a bonus buck too. So I might give out bonus bucks to the quickest student that gets ready or the quietest student that gets ready. Okay, then I'll start my mini lesson. I'll read them a story, okay? So I talk about whole body listening at the beginning of the year. Whole body listening is you are listening with your whole body, okay? I make an anchor chart of whole body listening, okay? I label their body. I have a picture of a little girl or a little boy sitting on the carpet, crisscross applesauce. I label their eyes, their ears, their mouth, their hands, and their body, okay? Your eyes are on the teacher. Okay, if you're looking around the room, you are not listening. You are not looking at me, okay? I always say, let me see your beautiful eyes. Let me see your beautiful eyes, okay? Eyes are on me, okay? Where the eyes go, the brain follows, okay? So if they're looking at me, they're listening. Your ears are listening. Your eyes are listening. Your mouth is closed. You are not blurting out. You are not interrupting Miss Rickman. If you are interrupting Miss Rickman, you have to owe me bonus bucks, okay? And you better believe that stops it real quick because they do not want to get up and go get a bonus buck and come bring it to me. So they have to have their bubble. If they feel like they're going to blurt out, if they feel like they're going to interrupt, I tell them, keep your bubble in your mouth keep your bubble in your mouth. There's a lot of great read alouds you can read. My Mouth is a Volcano. Lacey Walker, Nonstop Talker. There's a lot of great read alouds that you can use during morning meeting time. And if you download that resource that's in the link, in the comments, the link, there's a lot of great ideas for morning meeting in that resource that talks about all of these things, okay? So snag it now because it's going to be gone after the webinar is over, okay? So whole body listening is very, very important. A lot of teachers rush through that part at the beginning because they assume that the kids know how to listen, but they don't. They don't, okay? Because maybe at home, they're not accountable for listening, okay? They're on their iPad, they're on the TV, they're outside, they're not listening to what mom and dad are saying. Mom and dad are telling them, go brush your teeth, go make your bed, go get dressed. Well, they make it halfway up the stairs and they're like, what did mom say? Okay, I know we've all had that, okay? We've had that issue. So listening, keeping your eyes on the listener, on the person who's talking is important. Okay, and then I will read a story. And I try to read a story every day when I have my mini lessons. So I read a new book for reading time. I read a new book for writing time. I read a new book for math. I read a new book for science. I read a lot of stories, okay? So here's a trick. If you want your kids to be engaged during the story, tell them, boys and girls, there's a secret vocabulary word that I want you to listen for, okay? Let's say the word in the story is fabulous, okay? Every time you hear the word fabulous, you put your thumb up or touch your nose, okay? You are listening for that secret vocabulary word, okay? Now, if you see them with their thumb up, give them a bonus book. Reward them for listening, okay? The other kids are going to want to start doing that too, okay? And so anytime, this is a great way to introduce new academic vocabulary, okay? Anytime you read a new story, have them put their thumb up, touch their nose, or whatever you want them to do, okay? Whenever they hear that secret word, you better believe they're going to be engaged. They're going to listen because they want those bonus bucks, okay? Just make sure that when you give out the bonus bucks, you give some to some different kids each time, okay? Not the same person, okay? Try to be fair. But that is a really easy way to engage them during the lesson, okay? Another way that I engage them is we do a lot of turn and tell. Turn and tell. Turn and tell your neighbor what you just learned. Turn and tell your neighbor what the vocabulary word means, okay? Turn and tell. So, and if they're not listening to the story, they won't know what to tell their neighbor, okay? So they have to be listening, okay? Another thing that I do is positive praise. Oh, I love how Connor is sitting on his bottom. He's sitting crisscross applesauce. He has his whole body listening. He's listening with his eyes, his ears, his mouth. And then I'll give him a bonus buck, okay? And so I try really hard not to say anything negative to the kids that are not listening. So if they're talking, then the person that's sitting next to them that they're talking to, I'll get that person's attention. And I'll say, hey Cora, I love how you're listening to me. Thank you for ignoring them. Okay? So I give her a bonus buck. So I always praise the ones that are doing the right thing. And so I try not to be negative. Now sometimes if it continues and they're still talking, they're still being silly, yes, they have to bring me a bonus buck. Or I might have them put their head down. Okay? Because they can't join us. Okay? Sometimes it depends on the child. Like if you have a behavior problem child that's on a behavior contract, first of all, they need to be sitting right next to your feet on the carpet, okay? They should not be sitting in the back, okay? That's the number one thing, okay? Have them sit next to my feet. If they're fidgety and moving around, I'll tell them, you know what? You can touch my shoes. Touch my shoes, okay? While I'm sitting here, touch my shoes because I wear lots of fancy shoes with lots of diamonds and like rhinestones and stuff on there, and they like to touch my shoes. And so they want to touch something, okay, touch my shoes. Or you can give them a fidgety something to touch while they're listening to you, but don't ever sit them in the back. And then also we make a social contract at the beginning of the year. In this picture, you can see my social contract that is right here. on my big book stand. And so we talk about how are we going to treat each other? How are you going to be treated by Miss Rickman? How are you going to be treated by your peers? How are we going to treat each other when there's conflict? And so we make a list and we brainstorm things that we need to do to be respectful. And then I keep that social contract. I take a picture of it and I keep it on my wall. So I will always go back and refer to it all the time. Let's see. I saw a question on here somewhere. Let's see. Gina, you have a question. Where do they keep their money? Okay, that's a great question, Gina. I have little cups on their desk. Let me go back. Okay, if you see this picture right here, I have special little cups on their desk. And you can have them decorate a cup if you want to, like with Sharpies. If you want to have them decorate with stickers, you can have them decorate their own cup. I've had lots of different containers, but they have to sit this cup on their desk or their container on their desk, and I tell them, you are not allowed to pick a money out of anybody else's container, and if you do, you lose all of your money for the week, okay? Because that's stealing. We don't steal from somebody else, okay? So, and I know this sounds really silly. How do I keep my class quiet when I'm conferencing with students? Okay, well, I have this is called Mr. Clicker Attention Getter, okay? So I click him, and I train my class to freeze and stop and look at me, okay? Now, this is very, very helpful whenever I lose my voice. I know we've all been there. We've all lost our voice, right? So it's very, very hard to get the class's attention when you don't have a voice. Now, I don't yell, I don't scream, I don't talk over them. All I do is I click the clicker, and we practice how to stop, and they look at me. So if they're looking over here, they're going to stop and look at me. So if I'm at my teacher table and I am doing guided reading, or I am doing a math group, or I'm conferencing with a student for writing time, I click the clicker if somebody's talking, and they'll stop and look at me. And if I'm looking at that table is the one that has the point, okay? So I'll say, oh no, red roosters have a point. So the star student goes over to the poster and he'll put a point on the poster, okay? So that's very, very helpful. And these are just the pet clickers that you get at the pet store. And they come in all sizes and shapes and all colors. And I just keep it on my lanyard that I wear around my neck, so I have it with me all the time. I even use my clicker at my, when I'm reading a story, I'll stop, like if there's talking, I'll stop and click it. And then we all stop, because I will not talk over them. I teach them at the beginning of the year that I will not talk, I will not teach if there's talking going on. Okay, I'll wait. I'll just wait. I'll just sit there and wait. Sometimes I have to wait a couple of minutes. Okay, and I'll reward the good ones with bonus bucks. And if they're still talking, then they have to bring me a bonus book, or 2 or 3, whatever the time of year it is, you know. So, but these clickers really help. A lot of teachers also use a doorbell to get the class's attention. So you can use a doorbell as well. I do have a doorbell also, but I use my doorbell for my math rotations. So when I ring the doorbell, then they rotate to the next station for math. Let's see, Esther, you said, my school does Katya bucks, but we don't take away. They just earn and can spend at the school store. That's great. That's great. I love that. That is so awesome. So you guys can use it however you want to use it. So don't forget to download the resource in the comments below. Okay. Like I said, if you have any questions about any of this, please ask. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next part of my webinar is about materials. How do I organize my materials for Writer's Workshop? Okay, now that I've taught you guys a little bit about what you need for Writer's Workshop, the different steps that you need for Writer's Workshop, the lessons that you need, what do you need for the lessons, how do you organize this stuff? Okay, so here's what you're going to need if you decide to do Writer's Workshop, which I hope you guys do, or a portion of this or a part of it. You're going to need some kind of a shelf to organize the papers for the process writing, okay? You can use the rainbow cart that has the drawers, or you could use a banker's box. That's what I use, and I'll show you a picture of it. You're going to need colored paper, construction paper, or cardstock, some kind of colored paper that you can use for the covers of your books to staple the covers, okay? You're going to need your anchor charts, of course. So if you haven't watched my webinars before, I pre-make my anchor charts with the border and the pictures and the titles. And then the meat of the lesson is done with the kids. And so the kids have the Post-it notes. They write a sentence, they write a word, they draw a picture, depending on the size of the Post-it note. And then they come and post their note on the anchor chart because they post their facts, okay? So you need to have some kind of anchor charts, especially when you teach grammar, which I love to teach grammar during my mini lessons, okay? So that's important. You need some kind of folder with brads and pockets, okay, for your writing folders. So in the brads, in the middle of the brads, I put the genre chart. So in the video that you saw earlier, the very beginning of the webinar, you saw that some of the folders had a genre chart in them, so they color in the different genre. So I keep that in the middle. And then I have the pockets on each side. So on the right side is the story that they've already published. The left side is the story that is a work in progress, okay? You can also label the pockets with a green sticker or a red sticker, okay, so they know which one has stopped, which one's still working on. Okay, you're going to need these papers for the genre chart. These are the papers that I use. The brainstorming paper, first draft, student conference, teacher conference, proofreading, editing and revision, final draft publishing, title page, dedication page, author's bio, and compliment page. That's a lot of pages. Okay? You need a poster to show the different steps of the writing process. The kids are going to have to keep track of what part of the writing process they're on. And in the next slide, I'm going to show you a video of what that looks like. Okay? Okay, and then you're also going to need some kind of a cheat sheet at your teacher table that tells you what number or what shelf, what number is the page that they have to get. So if they need page 1, if they need brainstorming, say go to the shelf and get page 1, okay? Or the drawer. Go to the drawer and get page 1 because that's brainstorming. Or go to the shelf or go to the drawer and get page 8. That's proofreading or whatever. So you need some kind of a system where you know what page to tell them to get, okay? The next thing you need at your teacher table, you need some kind of organizational caddy box or some kind of something to keep all of your markers, crayons, highlighters. You need a date stamp. You need a stapler. You need a staple remover. You need gold stickers, gold circle stickers for their Caldecott Award whenever they publish a story. You also need some kind of a bell to ring whenever they publish their books. So some kind of a caddy container to organize all your materials for the teacher table, okay? And then, of course, you need some kind of a display for your published books. So whenever they publish a book, it goes home for them to read to the parents. The parents can give them a compliment, and then it comes back to my publishing wall, and I have a wall full of displayed books. And I love to display their books because when parents come in or admin comes in to do a walkthrough or observation, the kids love showing or sharing their stories with the adult that's in the room, okay? So they love to go over to the wall and share with their, you know, their mom or their dad or whoever their published stories. And then they feel so proud because their story is on display. A lot of teachers complain because they don't have enough space on their walls. So I totally get it. I get it. Well, I just took a little small part of my whiteboard and I made a place where they have pockets. I have magnetic pockets that I got from Lakeshore, and I stick the books into there. Okay. So you also need some kind of a table or a place for the kids to do their conferences. And so I have a little table that they sit at. Or you can just have them sit on the carpet, okay, which is fine. So this is how I organize my mentor text. My mentor text, like you've seen before, I read a lot of mentor text every day. I read a new mentor text every day. I have bought a lot of books. I have a lot of books, and so everyone always asks me, how do you organize your books? So I'm going to share with you this quick video. Later on, if you want to download this webinar, it's going to be free. You can click on the picture and then you can watch it again. It's on my YouTube channel. Okay, so we're going to watch this real quick, and I'm going to share with you how I organize my mentor text. Okay.
Hello, this is Carrie Rickman from Create Your Balance with Literacy. Today I'm going to share with you how I organize my mentor texts for Writer's Workshop. So I got one of these plastic tubs from Walmart, and inside I put the hanging dividers inside of here, and I have separated the hanging dividers by skill. So if I am going to teach all about nouns for Writer's Workshop, I just go right here and I pull out the books that I need for nouns, and I find it very easily, and then I put them in my baskets for the week that I need to read. If I want to teach about verbs, right here, then I just pull out the books that I need for verbs. This is a really easy way to find your mentor text very easily and very fast, because sometimes if you don't have the book prepared, you're scrounging around to look for it. This is a really easy way to organize your mentor text. And I have these tubs for all the different subjects. So I have Math Workshop. I have two for Math Workshop, and then I have one for Reader's Workshop here. Okay, so I keep all of these books underneath my teacher table. I don't let the kids read these because they're just for me, for my mini lessons. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.
Okay, then I'm going to share with you how I keep track of all the different steps of the writing process. Okay, so this is a poster that I made. I just got this poster from Hobby Lobby, and then I got some strips of Velcro. Okay, now you can do this however you want to, but this is just what works for me. And I've seen a lot of great ways to organize these steps of the writing process. And the kids, sometimes they can use clothespins, and they go down the different pictures of clothespins. But I use popsicle sticks. And so I put the Velcro on the back of the popsicle stick, and I number the sticks. So each kid has a magic number. Okay, so they move their stick down to the next part of the writing process. Okay, so let's watch this one real quick, and then I'm going to share with you how I made it.
Hello, this is Carrie Rickman from Create Your Balance with Literacy. Today I'm going to share with you about my Writer's Workshop poster, where I keep track of all the different steps of the writing process. And each student has a popsicle stick that I have made. So I put their magic number on the popsicle stick. On the back, I put a piece of Velcro. And then I put a line across with Velcro here. So the children know that they can move their stick down to the next step of the writing process in order to get down to publishing. So I have brainstorming, first draft, student conference, proofreading, teacher conference, editing, revision, final draft, and publishing. And so they know that they cannot move their stick down until Ms. Rickman tells them to, okay? But they have to keep track of their number. And every day I take a status of the class. So I give them their folder. They come over here and they tell me I'm on brainstorming. And they look at their stick and they tell me what step they're on. Or I'm on first draft. Or today I'm on proofreading. And so when they're done with publishing, when they publish their book and they reach the class, they move their stick all the way back up to brainstorming. And they start a new story. So everybody's on a different step of the writing process at all times. You will not have the whole class on brainstorming. You will not have the whole class on teacher conference. This is a great way to differentiate your writing block. So every child meets the needs of what they need. So you have to make sure that they are on that step, and then when they meet with me at my teacher table, they need the same page that is on that step, okay? And so they only move their stick down when I tell them to, and then they get very excited when they get down to publishing. So then they get to read it to the class, they get to publish their story, and then it goes home for mom and dad to read, and then they start all the way back up to brainstorming with a new story. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.
Okay. So that's what I do for the writing process. This is my banker's box. Okay. This banker's box is amazing. I love organizing all my papers this way. And so I got this from Office Max, or Staples has one too. And it's not the cardboard one. It's the real one. It's the wooden one, the wooden banker's box. So it's extremely useful for Writer's Workshop. I sort all the different papers in here and I number the shelves. I have a laminated cheat sheet at my teacher table that tells me what page number is for each page. So I tell the kids if they need page 1, go get page 1 out of the shelf. Okay. It's very effective. It's very organized. The kids, they start to learn. If I say, okay, go get brainstorming, they already know that's page 1. If I say, okay, go get compliment page, they already know that's page 12 or whatever. After they use that a whole bunch during the whole year, they remember which number they need. So it's just a really easy way to organize all your papers, because I don't like clutter in my room. I don't like unorganized clutter. I like having everything in its place. And I teach my kids that if you know where your things are, you don't ever get it lost. It's not going to get lost, not going to walk away. You have to keep everything organized, okay? So banker's box is really helpful, or you could have, like I said, the rainbow cart with all the different colored drawers, or baskets, or whatever, however you want to organize your pages. That is up to you, okay? So, are you guys ready for the next step? For those who want to take a deeper dive into starting Writer's Workshop, I'm inviting you to check out my course. So my course is called From Scribbles to Stories, How to Launch Writer's Workshop, okay? So I'm going to go through all the different modules in the course, okay? Everything that I've taught you already so far is just the icing on the cake, because there's a lot of more meat that goes into launching the workshop, getting it organized, preparing yourself. Okay, so there is a workbook that you are going to use if you decide to purchase the course. There is assignments and preparation for the workbook, okay? It's like you're going to class, okay? So you're going to make notes in your workbook. There's training videos for each module. Every video is about 10 to 30 minutes long. It's a long video, but there's about 9 modules, plus there's 9 bonuses, okay? So each module has a training video. Each module has a YouTube video of my class and my students doing the Writer's Workshop. Each module has blog posts explaining more details with more photos of what's going on. And then number 5 is writing resources that match each module or bonus, okay? So here's what the training overview looks like. So module 1 is the intro and training overview, okay? Module 2 is the gradual release of responsibility, the framework of balanced literacy. So the I do, the we do, and the you do. I'm going to train you how to do that and what it looks like. Module 3 is materials and organization. Module 4 is how to teach the writing process to your students. Module 5 is mini lessons that foster great writers. Module 6 is templates and resources. Module 7 is publishing and author's chair. Bonus number 1 is the first 10 days of launching, which is your personal narrative unit. So in the first webinar, I gave you the first 5 days for free. Now you can get the first 10 days of launching the workshop with your personal narrative unit. And that's going to be all together with the training video, the resources, everything is all together. It's all lumped together. Bonus number 2 is how to set up your writing center if you want to have a writing center in your classroom. Bonus number 3 is how to teach a fairy tale writing unit. Bonus number 4, persuasive writing unit. Bonus number 5, procedural writing unit. Bonus number 6 is informational and research writing unit. Bonus number 7 is behavior management. So what I just taught you about my bonus bucks, I'm going to teach you more about how to engage your students, okay? So I'm going to be upfront with you guys and tell you the cost of this is $450, but you guys are going to get it for $150, Okay, you have two options, two payment options. You have a full lump sum or 6 payments of $25 a month. So open cart is right now. Okay, I already have the link in the comments. If you want to check out the link, it'll take you to the page that has all the information about the course. It's going to be closed on October 24th. So this course will be open for another couple days, and then it's closing. Okay. If once you purchase, you will get immediate access to the course. Within 14 days, if you're not satisfied, you can get your money back, guaranteed. Okay. So I have a surprise for you guys. Stay tuned until the end of the webinar because I have a special surprise for all of you. Okay. So stay tuned to the end. All right, I'm going to go through each module so you know exactly what each module has in it, okay? So if you're interested in this course, then listen real carefully because then you can know what you're going to get. So module 1 is Intro and Training Overview. So I'm going to introduce myself and then give an overview of the course. Okay, that's easy. Module number 2 is the Gradual Release of Responsibility. So what I did was I'm giving you a schedule of how I do my reader's workshop, my writer's workshop, my guided reading, my word work, and all that stuff, that how I do the I do, the we do, and the you do. Okay, I give you a schedule for the whole week. How do I do the I do's? When do I do the you do's? When do I do the we do's? Okay, so I give you all of that in this module. Okay, module number 3 is Materials and Organization. So you saw a couple of videos about how I organize my mentor text. You saw a video of how I organize my steps, different steps of the writing process. I also share with you how I organize my anchor charts, how I make them, and all the different anchor charts you could ever want is also in this module, okay? All you have to do is print them out. They're already made for you, okay? And then my writing dictionary, the second webinar that I gave, some of you guys downloaded the dictionary for free during the live webinar. And so hopefully you guys are using that. But the dictionary is also in this module as well. And I teach you how to use it. And I teach you how to set up your read aloud area with your big book stand, your pocket chart, your anchor chart, and all that stuff, okay? Module 4 is how to teach the writing process, okay? I'm going to teach you how to teach it to your kids. I teach you the vocabulary that you're going to use. You better believe that first graders can say proofreading. They can say editing and revision. They're going to learn all of these words, okay? They know exactly what they're going to be doing for each step, okay? I share with you how to set up your writing folder. I have lots of videos, classroom videos to show you how to set up your writing folder. Classroom videos of the kids working at their desk on different parts of the writing process. Okay, you guys saw one of them today. But how to teach the writing process is very important because that is one of our standards. In Texas, we have the TEKS, and so one of our TEKS says that they have to learn the writing process to publish a story. Okay, so I teach you how to do that. Module 5 is one of my favorites. This is mini lessons that foster great writers. So in this one, I share with you my favorite read-alouds that I use for different lessons. I share my favorite anchor charts, and I share with you my favorite interactive notebooks. I use a lot of interactive notebooks when I teach grammar. So like nouns, verbs, adjectives, pronouns, prepositions. I teach them what a sentence train is. I show you the read aloud that goes with the interactive notebook and the anchor chart that also goes with it. So there's 3 parts. And so I share with you lots of great mini lessons. If you're ever struggling with finding a mentor text that matches a lesson that you need, or you're struggling to find an interactive notebook, or just struggling in general, like how do I teach nouns? How do I teach onomatopoeia? How do I teach dialogue? How do I teach writing a complete sentence? Okay, this is what the module I'm going to share with you how to do that. Module 6 is templates and resources, okay? So again, I share with you how to make the poster for the writing process. And all the interactive notebooks, I'm going to share what they look like, when I use them, and then the vocabulary skill cards that I use over here, that I use for each one, and how I organize those. The templates that I use whenever the kids publish a story and then it goes home in their backpack. I have a special templates, a letter that goes home to their parents. I have a special student conference wheel that I use for student conferences. So all the different parts that are pushed together, okay? And then module 7 is publishing an author's chair. So this is where I teach you how to teach author's chair. And remember I was sharing with you about my published books on the wall? This is how my published books look. So these are magnetic pockets that I got from Lakeshore, and I just used a part of my whiteboard to put the magnetic pockets on. So all their published books go up on the wall. They get to read them in the author's chair, and then I have questions that they can ask each other. I teach you how to do compliments, suggestions, and questions, and I even teach you how to get the kids to hold up their books so they can see the pictures, because some kids don't know how to do that. They don't know how to read the story and then show the pictures. So I teach you how to do all that also. Module 8 is very important. Module 8 is, how do I get started? Things to copy. What do I need to copy? I need to copy this and this and this and this. Things to make. What do I have to make? Okay. I don't even know what to make. I don't even know what to organize. How do I set it up? So I have lists for you. And you're going to make your own list in the workbook that you're going to print out. All of this is in the workbook. So you're going to make a list of things to copy. Make a list of things to make. Make a list of things to consider. Okay. So that's really important, like how to start. Okay. Okay. Bonus number 1 is also one of my favorites. Your personal narrative unit. So in this bonus, I give you the first 10 days of launching the workshop. Okay, the first 10 days. So I tell you about what a tiny moment story is. I give you examples of read alouds that you can read. I give you examples of writing templates that you can use. How to teach your students what a tiny moment is, the beginning, the middle, the end. A tiny moment is a special event in your life that took place, and it's a snapshot of your life. So they're writing a real story, a true story about what really happened to them, but they're writing it in details, using details from the large topic, medium topic, smaller topic, and then tiny moment, okay? So we do lots of interactive notebooks with that, with lots of read alouds, lots of templates. This is where they're going to publish their first story, okay, using this bonus, okay? Bonus number 2 is how to set up your writing center. I believe that writing centers are really important. You have to have something that has a recursive review of all the different writing genres that you've taught. So for example, if you've taught a procedural story, okay, put a procedural story text genre in their writing center so they can write a how-to story. They can practice writing how-to stories. If you've taught personal narrative, tiny moment story, have them write a tiny moment story in the writing center. So at the beginning of the year, I introduce only parts of my writing center. I don't introduce all of it. So I have a video that it's in the training that you can watch me, how I introduce the different parts of the writing process, of the writing center, all the different materials and supplies that I use for each part of the writing center, how to set it up. I have ICANN cards, I have center templates, I have everything. So it's all in the module. It's all in there. So that's really fun. Bonus number 3 is fairy tale writing. I love fairy tale writing. We always have done fairy tale writing at the very end of the year, and we have a fairy tale ball at the very end of the year for our end of the year party. And so I teach you how to set up a fairy tale ball. I teach you how to teach the fairy tale writing process. So it's basically the same writing process that you've done so far, but now everything is fairy tale themed, okay? So whenever you have a fairy tale unit, you can check out this bonus number 3, and it's got the fairy tale templates. It's got all of the mentor text suggestions that you need, the letter that goes home to the parents about the fairy tale ball, how to organize your papers, how to put your published books on the wall, everything like that. So it's really, really fun, and my students love fairy tale ball. They always remember that as one of their favorite writing genres of the whole year. So that's really fun. Bonus number 4 is persuasive writing unit. So I train you, teach you how I do my persuasive writing, how I use vocabulary cards with different sentence starters for the persuasive writing. I have a vocabulary skill card that I use. I have interactive notebooks that I use. I have writing templates that I use. I tend to use persuasive more during the springtime. Our scope and sequence has us teach persuasive writing in April. And so we write a lot about how to save the earth. Why should we save the earth? Why should we save the rainforest? Persuading people to save the rainforest and save the earth. And then I have interactive notebooks for all the different kinds of insects and animals too, because they're persuading their friends to either they want to be the animal or they don't want to be the animal, and they're giving them reasons why. So those are really fun. And I also give you lots of mentor texts that you can read also for that. Then bonus number 5 is procedural writing. Procedural writing is so fun. I have a kitchen center in my classroom, and I just posted a video the other day in my Facebook group about my new how to make a jack-o'-lantern without the mess. And so if you saw that video of how to make a plastic jack-o'-lantern in your kitchen center, watch it. It's really fun. And so they can write a procedural story about how to make anything. So pretty much it's recipes, how to make something, how to make pizza, how to make a sandwich, how to make tacos, how to make s'mores. And so every month I change out the kitchen center to match whatever I'm teaching, okay? So for example, right now is how to carve a pumpkin or how to make a jack-o'-lantern. And so on the wall in my kitchen center, I have how to carve a pumpkin procedural story. So they can write that one, they can make the pumpkin, they can make the jack-o'-lantern, then they can write about it. Or the month before, I had how to make s'mores, because we actually made s'mores for one of our science investigations for Fahrenheit Friday. And then they could write about how to make a s'more, and then they can make it, because I use these the wooden toys from Melissa and Doug, and so I got all the different kits, all the different recipe kits from Melissa and Doug from Amazon, and so they can actually make it with the wooden food. And then I have these cards that go on this template right here, first, then, next, and last, and so they can organize the cards into different orders, and then that's how they can write about their different recipes. So it's really fun. And I also teach you how to do a classroom transformation using a pizzeria. So we had a pizzeria one day in my classroom, and so I decorated my classroom as a pizzeria, and so I have a video all about that also. So procedural writing is so much fun, and you can adapt it to anything, really. And so my plan is every month to have it exchange it into a different how-to story, a procedural story that has to do with the holiday or the month or the theme. So stay tuned for November, because I have a really great, cute idea for November. Okay. All right. Then bonus number 6 is informational and research writing. So I teach you how I do my research unit, the anchor charts that I use, the mentor text that I use, the lesson plans are all there. By the way, each module, each bonus has all the lesson plans already done for you, because all the resources that I've linked to each module have all the lesson plans already in there, okay? So you don't have to buy any resources from my TPT store, because they're already in the course, okay? So I teach you how to make lap books. Lap books are so fun. You can make lap books for any subject, any topic that you want to, and so it's just a really lots of fun. I do my research writing typically in March when we do the Texas animal research projects. And so they get to pick a Texas animal and research about that animal, and then they write about it. Or we've also done it in April where we do the endangered animal unit, where they pick an endangered animal and they write about it as well. Module number 7, bonus 7, is behavior management. Okay, I share more tips and tricks with you, what I just shared with you today about behavior management with bonus bucks, how to use a star student of the week, how to use a peer facilitator, how to make a social contract, how I do my morning meetings, the schedule of morning meetings, my read alouds that I use for every single grade 8 skill, my interactive notebooks that I use for every grade 8 skill, my vocabulary cards for every grade 8 skill, and it's got so much more that I just taught you today. What I taught you today was just the icing on the cake. So bonus number 8 is how I teach writing in math. Okay, this is really fun. If you've ever wanted to know how to teach your kids how to write story problems, this module, this bonus, is so great. So I teach you the process that I do with my kids, how to teach them how to write a story problem, the sentence starters that I use, the story problem booklets that I use for each month and holiday, the read alouds, the mentor texts that I use, how to get them started on their whiteboard, and how to transfer that to their student booklet. So teaching writing and math is so fun. And so I typically do this as a whole group mini lesson, and then again at my teacher table, okay? So now that we've transformed into Eureka Math still has a lot of potential to still teach story problems because it has an application problem every day. So that's perfect to teach the kids how to write story problems as well. And then bonus number 9 is how I teach writing cross-curricular. How do I teach writing in science? How do I teach writing in social studies? How do I teach writing in reading? Okay. And so lots of craftivities that I do, a lot of different vocabulary cards that I use on my pocket chart right here. I have a special trick that I use to get the kids to use their vocabulary words, academic vocabulary in their stories. I have a special trick that's in the bonus that I can teach you how to do. And then of course all the different science projects, writing craftivities that I do for science are so fun. I typically do 2 weeks of science and 2 weeks of social studies, and I flip-flop them. And so I teach you how to do all that. Teaching cross-curricular and making connections is such a great way for kids to be engaged, to ask questions, to remember, add it to their schema. Okay, so they can make connections from reading to science, or writing to social studies, or writing to math. I mean, it's so great to make those kinds of connections. So I understand that making this decision can be a huge step for you guys. I know. So if you purchase the course and are not satisfied, remember, you get your money back after 14 days. Don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at what other teachers are saying about my course. Okay, so if you're watching today, some of these ladies are watching, so thank you so much for your feedback. This is excellent. So Terry says, I love all your resources and training. I am so excited to use so many of your ideas and resources in my first grade classroom. I have learned so much from you. Thank you, Kara. And then Dawn says, I've used many of your resources and the kids are very engaged. My favorites are the writing craftivities and the book activities. They are easy to prep and teach. And Melissa says, how do you get your class so quiet? They are amazing. You are amazing. And then Paula says, wow, you broke the steps down perfectly. I can finally see how my students can be on different steps all at the same time. And it finally makes sense to me. And then Ashley says, I'm absolutely in love with this training. I feel like I have much better grasp on teaching writing this year. It is so super organized, and I feel like I can take the information and use it to suit my kids. Thank you so much for this training. Okay, guys, guess what? You can use, everybody that's watching today, if you're interested in purchasing the course, you can use a 50% off coupon. Everybody, okay? For the next hour, okay? So it's 3 o'clock right now. For the next hour, you can use this code when you check out. If you put in the code Writers Workshop, all caps, no spaces, you get 50% off of the course, okay? Once you have the course, you have immediate access to the course. You can start with the training today, okay? You have it for life. You'll have it for life, okay? So look in the comments, and if you go scroll all the way back up to the top of the comments, it's called Kajabi checkout page. So if you click on that link in the comments and you use the word Writers Workshop, oh yeah, you get 50% off for the next hour, okay? Now remember that this course, the cart will close on October 24th. So you have 2 more days, okay? But after this hour is over, okay, you can't use the coupon anymore, okay? It's going to be the $150. So you can choose to do it one lump sum, or you can do a monthly payments, whatever is good for you. Real quick, I have a Q&A I have a question from Christine. Okay, Christine submitted a question, and her question was this. I started a writing curriculum with students, and it doesn't seem to have a lot of structure at the beginning. Is this normal? The kids are drawing a lot and putting some words in their stories, but those lessons haven't covered anything about writing besides how we think of stories, how stories are different elements, feelings, location, emotional, fictional, non-fictional, and then I'm supposed to encourage them to add labels to their pictures. Okay, so Christine, if you're watching, this is what I said. Remember that pictures still tell stories, right? Okay, especially in kindergarten. It's completely fine for your beginning writers to draw pictures and tell a story using their pictures. They can sit in the author's chair and they can share their story and just share their pictures and tell the story. That's how it starts, okay? So from there, you can have them add labels. They can label one word, okay? Or from there, you can have them write one sentence to each picture. But remember, you will also need to model what it looks like, okay? Celebrate even the smallest attempts, okay? Oh my gosh, little Susie wrote one sentence today. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And let her share with the class. If one student uses labels or writes sentences, have them sit in the author's chair to share what they wrote. The other students will come along and they will get excited to share too. And you know what? That is the golden ticket right there. Once one child sits in the author's chair to share their story, then that's the golden ticket. Everybody else is going to want to sit in the author's chair. Everybody else is going to want to share what they did, okay? They want to be filmed because I film everybody and I put it on Seesaw that the parents can see how they read to the class, okay? They want to do all of that. It's fame. They're famous, okay? They get their Caldecott sticker. They get their gold sticker. And once one child does that, your reluctant writers will be more motivated and more engaged to want to write. Not all of them, but more of them, okay? So that's the golden ticket right there. So guys, if you need PD credit for today, it's going to be 1 hour, okay? So message me after the webinar is over and I can send you a certificate with your name and you get 1 hour of credit, okay? Because remember, I'm CPE certified, okay? So 5 reasons to start Writer's Workshop. If you're not convinced yet and you're still on the fence, okay, maybe this will convince you. Okay, number 1, your students will be engaged and motivated to write. Yes. Number 2, you will be excited to teach writing and have all the tools, materials, and confidence that you need to start. Okay, I give you all of those things. It's all together. You don't have to search anymore. It's all there. It's already done for you. Number 3, your students will ask to write all day long because they are writing topics and genres of their choice. That's the secret sauce too. Writing genres and topics of their choice is so important. Number 4, you are providing the foundation for your students by writing skills that they will have the rest of their lives. Okay? You're preparing them for the next grade. Okay? So you're providing all the foundation skills that they need. And number 5, best of all, anytime you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or frustrated, you know that you have a support group here to help you. So I am only a message away, okay? If you want to post a question in our Facebook group about anything you're having trouble with, please do, okay? Message me on Facebook. Email me, rickmankara@gmail.com. Okay, I will be glad to help you, okay? And also, if you decide to purchase the course, remember, for the next hour, it's going to be 50% off. You can put in the code, Writer's Workshop. All caps, no spaces, okay? 50% off, and then you get to start your training today. That is amazing, okay? After 14 days, if you're not satisfied, you let me know and I'll give you your money back. So thank you guys so much for watching today. And I really wish you the best of luck in all of your writing endeavors and your writing block. I hope that you get to transform your writing and take your writing to the next level. So anytime you have a question, anything you guys need, message me and I'll be there for you, okay? So good luck with everything and have a great rest of the day. And stay tuned for next Sunday, because next Sunday we're going to be talking all about cross-curricular fun for November. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.